I am Wilhelm Helsingius, and I have psychology and cognitive psychotherapy degrees. Welcome to episode 8 of the Love Unconditionally Handbook. An invitation to reflect, to grow, and to celebrate your freedom and your possibility to live more fully as the person you truly are. Now we continue with the theme of feelings. Once you identify what you are truly feeling, try not to do anything with it or attempt to solve it. Simply stay with the feeling. When you are fully present with it, you begin to connect with it. And once it has space within you, you can start to describe it to yourself, express what it's like to be you, in this moment, feeling exactly what you are feeling. Remember, there is no right or wrong answer. Everyone has their own completely unique and subjective experience when they feel what they feel. You might even try describing it as if you were speaking to an alien, someone who has no understanding of what it means to be a human and feel feelings. Understanding what you feel and why. What you are feeling right now is important in itself, but it may also be connected to something you have experienced or felt at another point in your life, in a similar situation. Our bodies have the ability to remember feelings tied to specific experiences, especially when those experiences have been unpleasant or threatening. When the body stores a feeling associated with a past event, we call it a body memory. This body memory might be influencing what you feel right now, which is why it is essential to be curious about the true source of your feelings. You can ask yourself, is what you are feeling caused by the current situation you are in? Or is your reaction triggered because this situation has awakened a body memory within you? Additionally, what you are feeling may only be a result of your thoughts, meaning it may have nothing to do with the situation you are in, even if your mind is trying to convince you otherwise. Your thoughts might attempt to link your feelings to the present moment or to the person you are with, but in reality, your feelings may stem entirely from how you are interpreting the situation, rather than the situation itself. The connection between thoughts and our feelings. Because our thoughts are one of the biggest contributors to how we feel, it is important to check what was actually said or done. How are your thoughts interpreting the situation? What did you think that did give you the feeling you feel? Do you realize that what you feel is most likely caused by your own thoughts, rather than by the person you are talking to? Could you try to remember this the next time you think your life partner is the reason you are angry? Our interpretations, and the fact that we so often believe we know, are often the biggest reasons why we end up feeling feelings we wish we didn't. Freeze. Wait. What did I just say? Do you remember? Let me help you. Our interpretations, and the fact that we so often believe we know, are often the biggest reasons why we end up feeling feelings we wish we didn't. Do you understand how it could influence your life if you would remember this next time you are angry at someone? Once you have identified what you are truly feeling on a deeper level, try to keep an open mind. There may be other feelings beneath the one you initially recognized. When your body relaxes, it is a sign that you have allowed yourself to fully experience your feelings, and in doing so, you are allowing yourself to simply be who you are. Your body as a measure of emotional presence. Your body is an excellent indicator of whether you have truly allowed yourself to fully feel what you feel on a deeper level. If your body becomes more relaxed and softens, you have likely succeeded in connecting with your feelings and allowing yourself to feel them fully. If your body still feels tense, there is likely something else you are feeling or needing that hasn't yet been acknowledged. Or, it may be that you are still resisting what you truly feel. Compassion for the fear of feeling. It is important to approach yourself with understanding and compassion, recognizing that part of you may feel afraid of what you are feeling, or of what might happen if you truly allow yourself to feel it. It is important to know that if you still feel anxious or tense in your body, you have not failed. Rather, this may be a sign that you haven't yet fully connected with what you truly feel on a deeper level, or that there is another feeling beneath the one you initially got contact with. Feelings are like the layers of an onion. Our feelings are like the layers of an onion. They need to be felt and accepted one at a time, just as you peel an onion, layer by layer. And just like peeling an onion can bring tears, so can being in touch with your core feelings also. But the tears that come from peeling an onion will never bring the same relief as the ones that flow when you allow yourself to truly feel what is inside you. Why feeling can be difficult at first. If you are not used to truly being in touch with what you feel, it may feel surprisingly difficult at first. What matters most is that you approach this with understanding, because if you judge yourself for struggling, your thoughts will only make it even harder. Try to remember, you cannot solve a feeling. What matters is to pause and allow yourself to be with the feeling, as you would want to be with a person you love. And the more you allow yourself to fully feel what you feel, the less the feelings will control you, and the more you will be able to act in alignment with your values and what truly supports your well-being. When feelings take over instead of guiding you. If you are not in touch with what you feel on a deeper level, your feelings may start to control you. When this happens, you may begin acting in ways that create barriers or distance you from what you truly need. A practical exercise for you in your daily life. Earlier, we practiced connecting with what you feel when you paused, but now you do the same while living your daily life. The exercise I'm giving you is about staying connected to what you truly feel while being in the company of someone or engaging in conversation with them. Think of a situation where you're driving a car. If you're talking to someone while driving, do you let go of the steering wheel or stop controlling the car just because you're engaged in a conversation? Of course not, or at least, I hope you don't. In the same way, you can learn to stay deeply connected with yourself and your core feelings, and through them, recognize what you actually need while speaking with someone else, just like when driving. You don't stop holding the wheel or paying attention to where the car is going just because you're talking, you remain aware of both at the same time. It's easy to either get caught up in your thoughts and the conversation at hand, leaving what you truly feel on a deeper level in the background, or to be so immersed in your feelings that you're not fully present and connected with the other person. Starting today, can you practice staying in touch with what you truly feel on a deeper level, at the same time as you are spending time with someone, or when your thoughts start building a narrative that you need to react, prepare to answer, defend yourself, or stand your ground in a discussion? The intention is for you to be more present with yourself, rather than being completely consumed and controlled by your thoughts, and therefore by your ego. When you are more present and deeply rooted in yourself and your authentic being, you can also show up in a completely different way, being more present and real for the person you are with. Becoming more aware of what you truly feel on a deeper level, and thereby what you need, does not mean that you have to act based on that feeling or need. Rather, it allows you to be conscious of them, so you can respond in a way that supports both your well-being and the well-being of the other person, as well as staying aligned with the values that matter most to you. I completely understand that it can feel challenging to stay connected to what you truly feel in your daily life, especially when things happen quickly and unexpectedly. It can be even harder when you are with someone who triggers contradictory feelings within you. Likewise, it can be especially difficult if you have conscious or unconscious body memories from similar situations or similar people from your past. If you find yourself in a challenging situation and you feel overwhelmed by feelings, or if you struggle to connect with what you truly feel, try to give yourself time. You are not in a rush, even if your thoughts try to convince you otherwise. You are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to move slowly. The link between emotional disconnection and depression. One potential cause of depression is the difficulty in being concretely connected to what you truly feel. When we lack this connection, it also becomes difficult to recognize what we need on a deeper level. This lack of awareness makes it hard to communicate and express our needs to those around us. And when we cannot express what we need, it becomes almost impossible for our needs to be met. This can, in itself, fuel and reinforce depression. It is not always easy to see the cause and effect relationship between emotional disconnection and depression. A key part of healing, especially from depression, is to increase awareness of this connection, gradually reconnect with your feelings and deeper needs, and learn to communicate your needs when necessary. Communicating your needs and feelings with awareness. Try to practice expressing what you truly need and feel as a core feeling on a deeper level to those around you. We often assume that others should just know or guess what we need or feel, without actually communicating our feelings and needs to them. Do you still remember the core feelings? I do remember I did promise to not repeat them anymore. It is so easy to focus on what we wish others wouldn't do, instead of helping them understand what we truly feel, need, and hope for from them. If your ego tells you that you would gladly care about the feelings and needs of others only after your own needs have been met or only after they first understand you, I encourage you to actively choose to show interest in what the other person feels and needs anyway. Why? Because when you do, the likelihood increases that you will also receive what you need, and, most importantly, you will feel much better within yourself. Let's go to the theme of anger. What are your own thoughts about anger? Do you feel that you must express anger outwardly, raise your voice, use strong words, or even act aggressively when you are angry? Do you know how to allow yourself to feel and be with your anger, instead of having a strong need to be aggressive? Do you understand that aggression is often a result of not allowing yourself to feel or be present with your anger? Or do you believe that aggression is beneficial to you, even when there is no actual physical threat? The power of constructive anger. Constructive anger is about embracing your life energy and using it with purpose. For example, to set a boundary and, if necessary, defend that boundary. Without anger, you might not have survived dangers or been able to protect yourself if you had lived in the wild long ago. So anger is an important and essential life force, especially when you are facing something harmful to you or when a real physical threat exists. Aggression versus anger. Aggression, when there is no real physical threat, is a dysfunctional reaction, fueled by your thoughts. Anger is a core feeling and an important source of life energy. Aggression, on the other hand, is something that others experience in your presence, based on how you are and how you handle what you feel. Aggression arises because you do not allow yourself to feel or stay present with your anger. Instead, you try to control it, solve it, get rid of it, and burn it off through action. This means that when you act out your anger, you are not really engaging with it, you are avoiding it. You are also avoiding what you truly feel and need beneath the anger. If you feel shame after being aggressive, it may be because, deep down, you know that aggression was not necessary to stand up for yourself or to say no. It might also be because you sense that reacting aggressively is not actually rational, nor is it an effective way to get what you need. Additionally, it may be because you realize that aggression does not truly serve you. Instead, it hurts both you and those around you when there is no real physical threat. Can you objectively judge whether you are being aggressive? Do you agree that you yourself cannot be the judge of whether your behavior is aggressive in relation to another person? Do you understand that what matters most is not what you believe about your own behavior, but how the people around you experience it? If you truly want to take responsibility for who you are and for how others experience being in your presence, then what matters is whether others feel safe with you, whether they feel heard and respected in your company, and whether your actions contribute to connection or create harm. Would you agree that when you act aggressively, you are harming the person you are with, and that by doing so, you are also harming yourself? How do you respond when someone feels you are being aggressive? Do you tend to question their perception or offer justifications when they try to help you become more aware of your own aggression? Do you defend your aggression by blaming the other person? Or are you grateful that someone is helping you see who you truly are as a fellow human being and how your behavior is experienced by those around you? The value of creating safety in your presence. How important is it to you that the people around you feel unconditionally safe? Do you understand that when you justify your aggression, you sacrifice not only safety but also connection, intimacy, and vulnerability? Do you see that you cannot truly be warm, understanding, loving, tender, vulnerable, or empathetic if you are not in touch with what you genuinely feel on a deeper level? One of the most common reasons people struggle with their and others' vulnerability is that they are not in touch with their anger or the pain that lies beneath it, pain they may not want to acknowledge. Anger is an important life force. But when there is too much of it, or when it turns into passive or overt aggression, it harms both you and those around you. To process anger in a healthy way, we need to understand its true cause and direct it toward the right person or situation in a constructive way. If you express anger toward someone, it is essential that you do not attack their personality. Only address their actions, what they did or didn't do. Practicing healthy expression of anger in relationships. If you are in a relationship, you can practice expressing anger in a safe way. One way to do this is by ensuring that the person receiving the anger remains understanding and supportive. Do not become defensive or react with more anger. By creating this safe space, you allow both yourself and your partner to feel safe in expressing anger. Learn to express anger in reasonable amounts. Expressing anger in reasonable doses prevents it from becoming overwhelming for the person receiving it. And holding space for someone's anger creates safety, so they do not feel the need to suppress it. However, it is critical to understand that the threshold for how much anger a person can handle is subjective. No one should be expected to tolerate more anger than they can handle. At the same time, the person receiving the anger should make an effort to tolerate it, otherwise, the person expressing it may once again feel that their anger is too much or wrong, which can trigger shame and make it even harder for them to express anger in the future. Validating someone's experience of your aggression. Because everyone's tolerance for anger is different, you cannot dismiss or argue against someone's experience of you as aggressive. If you question whether someone is justified in perceiving you as aggressive, it shows that you are only thinking about yourself, which gives them even more reason to protect themselves from you. It is also important to understand that holding space for someone's anger does not mean tolerating uncontrolled aggression. If anger is expressed in an unchecked and destructive way, it creates harm, destroys safety, prevents closeness, vulnerability, and deep connection. The practice of healthy anger expression should never be used as an excuse to unleash aggression on a friend, partner, or anybody. At the same time, it is equally important that the person receiving the anger does not suddenly run away or react defensively. Instead, they should show curiosity about what the other person is feeling and offer support to help the other person stay present with their feelings. Why those who lash out often struggle with others' anger. It is often the case that those who tend to lash out at others struggle to tolerate anger from others. Their low tolerance for others' feelings, especially anger, makes it difficult for them to offer unconditional safety to anyone. This is because they struggle to handle their own anger and feelings, which ultimately means that they struggle to be at peace with themselves. When someone else dares to express their feelings, these individuals may react aggressively, blame the other person, become defensive, make themselves the victim, or act superior. They often do this unconsciously, without realizing how their behavior affects those around them. If you cannot remain calm or loving when they lash out, they may justify their aggression by blaming you, saying that you reacted the wrong way, were cold, unloving, or even aggressive yourself. You are not responsible for someone else's unchecked aggression. If you are dealing with someone who, consciously or unconsciously, unloads their unfiltered anger onto you, please remember, you do not have to endure this. And you are allowed to feel helpless, and you do not have to tolerate their aggression. I truly mean what I say. If you are in a relationship with someone who overwhelms you with their aggression without restraint, protect yourself. No matter what your thoughts may tell you, protect yourself. You can suggest seeking help together, but if the person directing their aggression at you does not see the need for it, then an act of love toward yourself may be to create distance. No matter how frightening it may feel to step away, and no matter how kind or wonderful this aggressive person might be in certain moments or on some days, you have a responsibility to yourself. If you do not take that responsibility, you may be the one left to bear the consequences if things take a turn for the worse. If you cannot do it alone, help is available, no matter where you are. Acknowledging your fear or helplessness is an act of strength, and most people will understand that it is not easy for you to step forward and speak about what you are going through. Even if no one is physically there to protect you, allowing yourself to receive support, even from a distance, can help you see things that may not be clear to you right now. It can help you find the strength you need to free yourself from the destructive relationship or situation you are in. If speaking to a professional feels too difficult, even remotely, then tell a friend or a neighbor about the aggression you are experiencing. Speaking to someone can lessen your sense of helplessness. When you share your experience, it often becomes easier to recognize what you are feeling, understand what you need, and see the situation more clearly. Remember that no matter how hopeless your situation may seem, there are things and possibilities you cannot see right now. Of course, this also applies to you if you have a feeling that you are overwhelming someone else with your aggression. I understand that seeking help can feel uncomfortable, but there is so much beauty and value within you that is not getting the space it deserves. As I mentioned earlier, the root of aggression often lies in past experiences of helplessness, injustice, or shame. These feelings once served an important function, but they may have become a barrier that prevents you from experiencing some of the most meaningful and beautiful aspects of being human. What matters is that you understand there is nothing wrong with you. You have been doing your best to survive and function in the way you know how. No one hurts themselves or others on purpose. What we do is often a way of coping with something inside us. It may be difficult to grasp, but the more aggression you carry within you, the more you have to gain by allowing yourself to pause and truly get to know yourself. By choosing to understand yourself, what you feel and need on a deeper level, your life can become so much richer and more meaningful. You have now reached the end of this episode. If you found what I shared interesting or relevant, you can press the like button or subscribe. It helps others discover this handbook.